we're sort of the pioneers, I guess, in the space, and we call it prop sharing. We take each property and we make it, we share the ownership of that property and make it accessible to everybody.
Interesting. Let's talk about some of the properties right now, and just as this is a new company. I mean, you've been at it for a number of years because obviously you've got to get the regulatory environment behind you and the financing, et cetera, which I want to talk to you about that as well in terms of how difficult or easy it was in Canada to do. But talk to us, just give us an update on company fundamentals in terms of how many properties you have and where they're at.
Yeah, so right now we have 2 properties. We've got a property right on Queen Street. Pretty much every Torontonian would recognize the building. It's right at the corner of Queen and Spadina with an outdoor retailer at the ground level and 4 residential units on the 2nd and 3rd floor. We've also got a property in Ottawa in sort of an up and coming area with new transit lines coming in, but with Scotiabank on a long-term tenancy there.
And so in terms of the product rollout, what in 100,000 units are available per property? What's been the uptake? What's the interest so far?
We've had overwhelming interest. We're frankly having a hard time to keep up with it. I mean, it's a great problem to have. It's been a long, tough road to get here. So it's, very validating and, it's relieved a lot of stress, but or maybe added to it, I guess, just in a different form. But we've got, tons of clients. They're very excited about what we're doing. They're, they're emailing us constantly and can't wait for the funds to get deposited in their account. So it's a great problem to have.
And how did you come up with 100,000 units per property? That's like saying they've got 100,000 shares outstanding for a company. I think that's the right way to look at it. I don't even know how you would think that. I wouldn't know what the right number could be. Why 100,000? And that's important, I think, in terms of any type of dilution effect or how those units would even get traded. Maybe that's where your platform comes into place as well. Maybe that's a good opportunity to describe how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we thought 100,000 was the right number because we wanted to make ownership accessible to all. We wanted it to be roughly 2 digits. So, right now our first 2 properties, the smallest amount you can invest is $16.68 and just shy of $50 for the one on Queen Street. So, we wanted to also have a fixed number of units per property. So, exactly how much you own of each property and that amount doesn't change. We thought, we wanted to ultimately create the product that we would want to use. And we thought that, that made the most sense.
And then how often do you update the NAV, the net asset value of the properties? And because obviously that changes in unit value.
Yeah, so we're calculating every month.
Okay. And then for investors, how do you actually access this product? And, from what I understand, you can buy and sell your units.
You can actually. So we take each property, we do an initial distribution. We take those 100,000 units and they're all at a single price. Once those units are sold, there's a 4-month lockup. And then after that 4-month lockup, our clients can submit a request to us in a limit order only fashion. So, you're setting the minimum or the maximum you'd be willing to pay. And then we make a market for each property, allowing our clients to not be locked in, as best as we can. We do have a defined holding period for each property for 5 to 15 years. And at that point, if you do hold it for the whole term, it'll be sold and our clients are paid out pro rata.
Interesting. And what kind of yield are you looking at in terms of the income generation?
Yeah, so we're really trying to build a diversified portfolio and allow each client to create their own custom allocation. With our initial 2 properties, you're receiving dividend or annual distribution yields of 2%, and that'll increase over time. The mortgage, like I said, is paid off, and as the property appreciates, we assume a simple inflation ratio, and we expect to have returns of 75 to 80% over the term of the investment.
Okay, we're going to leave it on that note. We'll pick it up right after the break.